Instructor walks into the room. Bam! You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You'd all be dead. I've seen active shooter response instructors. That's how they start a class, or that's how they try to teach. Scaring people. Scare tactics don't work for teaching. You don't teach civilians the same way you teach military and law enforcement. You don't teach kids the same way you teach adults. And scare tactics aren't the way you want to teach kids either. We need to empower people with strategies, tactics, mindset to remain safe and to be able to react to different situations to keep themselves alive. That's how we need to teach active shooter response, self-defense, and staying safe. We don't want to use scare tactics to traumatize people and don't teach them the skills and the mindset needed so they can enjoy life safely. Welcome to Coffee with Alain. Appreciate everybody joining. Drinking here with an evolution of Mickey this morning. All right. That's my cup this morning, and I'm drinking. And I was just thinking about how some people, when they want to teach people, they think that scaring them is the way to do it. And it's not. You don't teach a kid how to swim by showing them what drowning is like and scaring them of the water and of drowning. You teach them strategies, tactics, mindset to be able to swim and survive in water. And that's what we do for anything regarding self-defense. You don't teach a person how to fight by beating the hell out of them. You teach slowly, and it's going to be different for every person you teach as well. Some people learn better one way, some people learn better another. And finding where those people are at to help them, where they can then learn the strategies, learn the tactics, learn techniques, learn the mindset to keep themselves safe and defend themselves if they have to and survive terrible situations. That's the goal of a good instructor, of finding that with people and then bringing that out with people. I've walked in to active shooter response classes where people were terrified and emotional and almost crying just thinking about why they were there. It's terrifying for some people just to think about the topic. And that's why a lot of people won't go to that kind of training. It's too scary to even think about it. And they don't understand that going to the proper training can get them through that fear, empower them so they don't have to be as afraid. That's one of my goals for teaching, is to empower people so they don't have that fear. But a person like that, they go to a training and a guy walks in and blows off a blank and scares everybody and says, "You just be dead." That didn't help anybody. It just made things worse. Putting on a ski mask with a airsoft gun and sneaking up on teachers and having them fake that they're an active shooter is stupid. Good way to get the person pretending to be an active shooter hurt or killed. And it's not teaching or helping with anything. And yeah, these are real life examples of some active shooter trainings that have gone on. And maybe the intent was good, but the way they did it was terrible. And it did not produce the desired results, which the desired results are empowered, aware individuals that know what to do in the crisis situation to keep more people alive. Cooksville Global Alliance is here and says, wrong type of pressure testing. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with pressure testing. I was talking about that in Hapkido class last night. When you first learn a technique, you learn it controlled while you're learning it and learning it safely. But then once you have learned it and you can work with your partner to increase the resistance, make it more dynamic, to make it where you can do it under a situation. So, yeah, we want to pressure test, but it really depends on the people. We're going to pressure test Special Forces soldiers, Navy SEALs, anybody in the military, anybody in law enforcement. We're going to pressure test them more than we're going to pressure test grade school teachers, people that work in an office, people that don't regularly put their lives on the line at the nature of their work. They don't need and they won't deal with the same kind of pressure testing as the others. There's a reason why some people become teachers and some people go into the military. And yes, there are those that can do both or have done both. But again, a lot of people that went into certain fields that I work with a lot, like teachers, like nurses, and different people in healthcare, they took those occupations because they didn't want to be soldiers or law enforcement. So we can't train them the same. And so the pressure testing is going to be different depending on who you're teaching and what will work with them to help them be empowered rather than shut them down, which is what it can do to some people. So we have to remember whatever we're teaching. That's why I talked about teaching kids to swim. Nothing really to do with self-defense, but definitely a life skill that keeps you safe and can save you in a water emergency. But we don't scare kids when we're trying to teach them to swim. We don't scare people when we're teaching them self-defense. We don't scare people when we're teaching them what to do in an active shooter situation. We want to have strategies, tactics, techniques, mindset that empower people so they can deal with those situations if they have to. Thank you for joining me this morning. I got a meeting coming up, so I'm going to cut her off short today. Be sure to join up for the Enjoy Life Safely newsletter. You can sign up easily at enjoylifesafely.com. That goes out every weekend. Immediately, you'll get a guide to situational awareness, another ebook on self-defense and safety tips. So be sure to go and do that. Go out, make it a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.